Did I make J Real the co-host? Let me see. I think I did, but I'm not sure. Make J Real. With me. I am super duper excited. Once again, my name is Nicole Pringle. I am the owner of Pringle Craft Co. and Crafters University. I love to go by nurse by day and craft by night. I am still a full-time nurse, honestly working 2 jobs because all nurses got 2 or 3 jobs, child, and still crafting by night or sometimes by early morning. All right, we are on day 5 of the Can't Barely Wait Challenge, and it has been amazing. I feel like it's been so many just giving people just wanting to pour into other crafters, other creatives, and I just feel so blessed to be witnessing in real time like the space that I'm creating. Like I'm very proud of the community, and I feel like this is just the foundation, right? And so part of that is getting our minds together because a lot of the times that's the thing that's in our way. And with that, we brought on Jay Real. He agreed to come and be with us every single morning for 5 days. Only one day he was sick, but after that he was like, we're gonna shake that off, and I'm getting right back into this room so I can pour into y'all. He's been in the call with prayer. Yesterday was so good. If you were here for yesterday, you could let him know in the chat what was your biggest takeaway. But it's been truly amazing for me. Like my heart is so full, and I just keep going back to share with anybody. Like at one point, at several points, I wanted to quit. I didn't want to do it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna reschedule it again. I'm gonna change the date. And Candace talked me down off the ledge. Coach Candace talked me down and was like, no, let's just come together and let's write it down and see what else we need to do to just keep moving forward. So thank you for that. And I want to bring up Jay Real. I appreciate you and all of your time. You didn't shortchange us, shortcut us. You gave us exactly what we needed. And so everybody, all the feedback behind the scenes was, Nicole, I see why you wanted him to come. They know I love my cousin. I love my cousin down, right? But my spirit was telling me, I want this man to be the person in the room talking to my people. So I hope that, what's from the heart touches the heart. And I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it over. Y'all put some hearts in the comments for J Real.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, we are here for another day of motivation and mindset to pull us into where we're headed, not where we was. One thing I want you to understand is that where you were is where you were, and where you are now is where you are now. But you are headed somewhere different, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. This is the last day of the Can Barely Wait Challenge, Baby Shower Challenge. And it has been an amazing experience speaking to you, gathering information, bringing it back to you, answering your questions, just all of these things and above. Whenever you get an opportunity to pour into somebody, take it. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. Take it with your heart. Put your all into it, whether you're speaking to 10 people or whether you're speaking to 100 people, whether you're speaking to 300 people. Every person deserves that same energy you would give, no matter how many people is on or how many people you're speaking to. Every person deserves that same energy. And I'm so grateful this morning that we are back again for another segment, for another session. And I pray that something is said to move forward and not backwards. Come up out of stuck position. Come up out of that low place. Come up out of that cave, that dungeon, and move your business to the place you desire to be. Now, I believe that all of us are business owners, or you're taking orders out your inbox, whichever place you are in right now, whatever place you're in right now. I want to first say congratulations to you. It takes a lot of nerve to get started. Some people look at where you are, but they don't know how much you fought to get where you are. It takes a lot of nerve to get going, to get started, to put yourself before people. Because many of you say, well, I don't even like people, but I am trying to sell crafts. I don't like to be around people. I like to be to myself. But you can't just sell to yourself. So that's why I say congratulations, because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're doing something different. And it's always been said, and I believe this to be true, that if you want something different, you're going to have to do something different. It is very important that we move accordingly to what we desire. And anything that does not align with what we are trying to do and accomplish, anybody that does not align, we have to be willing to remove that from our life. Because I want you to put this in the comment section: no more time wasted. No more time wait. No more wasted time. No more. I know many of you can look back over the years and you can see where you wasted time with people, relationships, the wrong job. Come on, the wrong church. Yes, I said it. You can waste time there. You wasted time with family members. And now you've noticed at the ripe age that you are that I don't have enough time. I don't have no more time to waste. What do you mean? This is something that I've said, and I stand on it, that I'm young enough to start over, but I'm old enough to know that whatever I'm going to do, doggone it, I better do it. How many of y'all believe that? You understand that's where you are. I'm young enough to start over, but I'm old enough to understand that whatever I'm going to do, I better do it. I better do it. I better get to it, because time doesn't wait for no one. In certain situations, time is on your side. But when you think about life, I remember being 5 years old, going up to the counter and having $10 for my birthday, and I'm trying to spend every dime, every penny. If they give me $1 back, I'm like, what else can I get? They give me 50 cents. What else can I get? I wanted to spend it all. I remember that. I remember being 8 years old and falling out the car at the Mr. C's station. I remember being 11, and instead of saying I was 11, I wanted to be a teenager so bad. So I said I was 11 teen. I remember being 15, walking to the DMV to get my license and failed the test and skipped school the next day, walked back up there and passed the test that day. I remember going to get my real license. I remember at 18 getting my job, getting a job. I had been working at McDonald's, but now I'm working at the factory and I'm making $246 a week. And I thought I was doing something. Got me a car, I'm working, I'm a big man on campus. I remember being 25, 27, and 30. Why are you going through these ages? Because it reminds me that time doesn't wait on me. Time does not wait on me. Time does not wait on me. I remember being 30 years old and having my birthday party here when I first moved to Arlington. And now I've been here, my Lord, going on 14 years. I remember the day I moved here. I remember the day I moved into this house. I remember just getting the car that I got now. I remember these things. So that lets me know that time is still moving. But I want to ask you a serious question. I'm trying to stay calm this morning. I took an Alka-Seltzer and I think I'm supposed to eat before I did it. I want to say something to you this morning. What are you going to do with the time you got left? That's a serious question. What are you going to do with the time you got? You can't take back the time you spent with your baby daddy and he didn't do right and you regret that. That's over with. What you gonna do with the time you got left? Come on. You spent your energy trying to help somebody build a business and they cutted you out. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what are you going to do with the time you got left? What are you going to do with the resources and the energy? A lot of us got more equipment than we have product. And we just need to use what we got to get what we need. And sometimes we're waiting on something to fall out the sky. We're waiting on somebody to hand us something. We're waiting on a handout. But I want to tell you this morning, take what you have to get what you need. I was in a low place, and I want to show you something. Give me a second. I want to, here it is. Back in 2000 and let me talk to you for a minute. I believe it's 2016. I was not working. I was staying in a house. I just moved out of one house where I could barely afford to pay $150 rent. This is true. No fluff. All true. And then I could barely afford $150, but I moved into a house that I was going to have to pay $300 and still didn't have a job. Didn't have a job. I was playing the keyboard for a church for $100 a week, and they was 2.5 hours away. And they would come and get me some Sundays, and then some Sundays I had to get my ride there. And so, and they would meet me halfway. Now, meeting me halfway, I would have to give somebody $30 to take me to the halfway point, and then on the way back, I had to give them $30 more to come back and get me. So in the end, out of $100, I only got $40. And I'm living in a trailer that's $300 rent. And I had a red bin over there. And one day God said, there's money in that bin. I had some writings in there, some poetries in there. He says, there's money in that bin. I said to him, don't nobody want to read that. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's what I said. Because we be comparing ourselves to other people. Don't compare your product, your book. It's all right to be inspired, but don't put yourself on the level of somebody that's been doing it 15, 20 years. Don't do that, because you're going to miss out on your growth. There's a process for you. Well, Coach Katina or Coach Nicole Pringle, she did it like this, and it worked like this, and then it went. That may not be your process. Sometimes we are looking at people that have been in the game for a long time, and they've been grinding, they've been building, they've been maturing, and we come fresh in, and we're saying, I should be a millionaire by now. No, sweetheart, keep learning, keep growing. That was a red bin that was in that trailer that I had. And I had some poetries in there. I had some writings in there. And the Holy Spirit said, that's money in there. So I went in there and I started pulling out, after I told him, ain't nobody want to see that. I pulled out those poems that I had. And I said, okay, I'm going to make them into a book. So then I wanted to find me a publishing company that could help me publish my books. And when they started telling me their prices, I already don't have a job. I already don't have a steady income. I said, there go another blockage in my way. And I posted a post about a publishing company, and somebody messaged me and said, hey, I use self-publishing. That's the best route to go. So I started looking into self-publishing. So I said, well, I need somebody at least to edit, get someone to edit the book for me. And then that'll be a blessing. Then I started looking at those prices. I was like, man. So then I went and started looking at it myself. I'm going to edit my own book. I'm going to edit my own poetry book. And it was so frustrating. It was just like, whoo. I went to bed that night. I took them writings and I sat it to the side. I went to bed that night. And when I woke up, I said a prayer that night. I woke up. And when I opened up that booklet to look at all those poems, all the mistakes, all the errors were standing out to me. God had illuminated. What am I saying? If you just get started, somebody put that in the comment section. Just get started. Just get started. Just get started. Just get started. What you waiting on? Well, I'm, if I only had a little, baby, you are the help. Okay, calm down. Calm down. You are the help. Help yourself. This is the first book I've done, and I'm taking you on a journey. It's called Intimacy Made for the Bedroom. This book was back in 2000. I want to make sure I'm not telling a story about the year. 2016. It was the first book I've done, and I even had a different cover on it, but I learned some things along the way, changed the cover, went in the inside, changed some things. I saw some other people books and things, and I was like, well, you know what? That's what I need to do. I end up, because in the first copy, I had it where I had the back of one page was the start of a new chapter, and that wasn't good. And I learned how you always start a new chapter on the right side, the way you want the readers to read it. So I learned some stuff, and I revamped this book, and this is how, and it sold. And I started using this money to help pay bills, to help me do what I needed to be done. But it wasn't about this book. I want you to hear me. It wasn't about this book. It was the learning that I needed, because this book was coming. This book was coming. This book was coming. The classes were coming. Hear me? The ebooks were coming. Not only that, I've helped over 15 people push their book, create their book. That was coming. So when God, I want y'all to hear this. It was bigger than this. I'm calming down. I'm not going to do too much today. It was bigger than this. Where I am now started with this. I never saw that till even right now. What I'm doing now, ebooks, helping people with their books, motivation, speaking, it started with this book. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build something great because you're looking at what you have now as something small. And almost 10 years ago, this book is still selling. They're still buying it. I want to ask you a question. What do you have? Use what you got. I took some writings, and some of those writings were 10 years old. Hear that? In 2016, they were 10 years old. But what was old to me is brand new to somebody else. Some of you got some things written down, some things that you're working on. And guess what? To you, it seems like, man, these are old visions. But to the people, it's going to be fresh. So I want you to take what you have to make it work for you and bring what you need. There is money, there is resources in the giftings that God has given you. What you're going to do with it, how you're going to move, how you're going to, and I feel I want to build somebody's faith today. And the reason I want to do this is because I feel as if I need to just unfold myself today. I need to just be a transparent. I wanted to come in and I was going to talk about can't barely wait. And I was going to give you some things concerning building and how having high expectations for the results that you desire. But the route I'm taking now, I feel like I need to expose myself a little bit so that people can understand that you just got to believe. You just got to believe. And that whatever you're going through, it is not impossible for you to come up out of it. I want you to put this in the comment section and say, there's another way. There's another way. There's another way. Good morning, Joanna. There's another way. There's another way. Sometimes we look at people and we assume and we believe they got it all together. They making big money. Oh, they got it going on. Let me talk to you this morning. I'm not going to go too far back because I'm a person of details. And when I tell things, I almost have to tell every detail. You know, I have to almost tell everything. So I want to make it short. But in 2013, I moved to Arlington, Georgia. I moved here from McRae, Georgia. I didn't have no money to move. I was telling God, I said, I want to move. I didn't have a job. I didn't have an income. I was staying in a trailer at that time that was $300 a month in McRae, and didn't have no income. I didn't have no income. The only thing I was doing, I was using my voice. I would get up in the mornings and I would do prayer call. I would do prayer call. And through the prayer call, God would use me prophetically, use me to speak into people's lives. And if they desired, they would be a blessing. And some days, some weeks, nothing. And it was not something that you pressured people. If they wanted to be a blessing, they did. And when they did, I took it and I took care of myself. My sister, Lakeisha, Kiki, true story. She was in an accident, her and Veronica, my baby sister. I don't know if she was on the phone, but they ended up hitting a handicap van, MARTA van. Thank God, I don't believe nobody was on there, but both of them were damaged. And Keisha had to have some surgery on her hip. And I was on the prayer call during that time. And my sister Susan got on the prayer line and she said, pray. Our sister was just in an accident and we ain't heard no words yet. So we began to pray, we began to pray, we began to pray. God brought them through that. And I began to talk with Keisha, and the Lord began to reveal to me certain things that were going to happen. He revealed to me the amount of money that she was going to get from the insurance claim, what she needed to do. He began to reveal these things to me. And when it happened just like God's. Hey, thank you. It happened just like God said it would. And because of that, she gave me $1,000 to help me move. I woke up one morning and God said, you're moving. Just that plain. I woke up one morning, God said, you're moving. As I was walking to the library that morning, because I'm not working, so and that goes to show you, just because if somebody on here doesn't have a 9 to 5, it does not mean you can't be learning and growing and pouring into yourself. Some of us feel, well, use what you got. Read books, get that information put on the inside of you, study, gather it. I was walking to the library that morning. God said, you're moving. I'm like, wow. I had already been praying about moving, and that morning he said, you're moving. So hey, thank you, Jesus. Excuse me, y'all. This is powerful to me. So as I walk into the library, a lady that I know from Arlington called me and said, hey, my pastor want to know, would you like to come over here and help our church out? I was blown. I was blown. She said, we'll help you find a place to stay. I was blown. Now, they didn't give me no money to get over here. They did what they said, found a place, and it was up to me to get in. I told her, I said, God just spoke to me this morning, and he told me that I was moving. And now you're calling me an hour later. I said, yes. And I said, the only reason I'm saying yes so fast, because God just told me I was moving, and it came together. I took that $1,000. I sent the money over here to move in the place. I put what I had in a U-Haul, and I moved. I moved. Never moved on my own as far as out of the city. I've had my own places, but at this time, I was 29 at this time and never left that city as far as living somewhere else. But now I'm leaving the city and I'm going over here. It was on June the 15th, 2013. And I moved over here, moved in the house, and things began to, and I didn't have no promise of a job. I didn't have no income or anything. I had $1,000 and I moved. When I got here, things went poof. What are you saying? Just because you have a good idea, it doesn't mean that things are going to work out just that fast. Oh, I thought I was going to move over here and the world was going to open up. I got over here and I was in the house, got the water on, and they had a leak. And the water bill came up to $200 and something. I said, I can't do that. Oh, no, I can't do that. End up the water being off. I'm not ashamed to say this. I lived in Arlington, Georgia, 4 years with no running water. I had to buy water. I had to use my food stamps to buy water. I had to, then when I moved to the second trailer, I said, yes, I'm going to have some running water. And their pipes were messed up. So I had to buy water, and I had to put a bucket outside, a trash can, to catch the water when it rained so I could use that water to flush the toilet and to bathe with. People did not know that I was doing that because when I came out my house, I was on point. When I came out, I was on point. My neighbors helped me. I would pile up milk jugs and orange juice jugs, and I would go to their house and I would fill them up with water, and I would have water. When it rained, when people was like, "Man, it's raining," I was like, "Yes." But then there came some weeks where it did not rain, and all I had was the water from the dollar store. I remember going in the dollar store, and the lady said to me, she said, "You love water, don't you? You love this water. You must got a baby that you get." I said, "No, man, I just like water," but not knowing that I need this water. This is how I'm taking care of myself at the moment. I left that place, and with the water problem, they took the price down. It wasn't but 200 a month. They took it down to 150, and I still couldn't afford it. I still couldn't afford it. I remember a day when all I had to eat was a bowl of rice. I didn't have a stove. I was using a hot plate and a microwave. I didn't have a refrigerator at first. I only used a cooler. But with a cooler, you got to keep getting ice. So I eventually got a refrigerator. The church gave me a refrigerator. The only thing they gave me. But anyway, praise the Lord. They got me over here and did me like that. But it was sometimes God will use people to bring you to a place, to bring you to some place so he can open the door for you to be blessed another route. So I got that rice and I put it in the bowl, put some water in there, put it in the microwave, got the mustard. I went into the living room to sit on the couch, and I sat down and I took that fork and I stuck it in that rice, and I said these words verbatim. I said, "Well, Lord, this is it." Because that was all I had. And I stuck it in there, and before I could bring it to my mouth, my phone rang, and it was a lady from Texas that gets on the prayer line. She said, "I'm here at the post." Hey, glory. I want y'all to hear this testimony. She said, "I'm here at the post office, and I'm getting ready to send my tithe to a church, but the Lord, I have a feeling that I need to send it to you. But I told God I'm not going to send it to J Real because that's just my friend and I just want to help him. But I'm sending my tithe to this church." She said, "But I can't shake it and I can't let it go." I told her, I said, "This is God." And I told her what I was dealing with. I told her I was just about to eat this rice and mustard, all I had left. And she sent me $100. And I was able to go get some food. I was able to go and take $50 and put it towards the rent because the rent was due next week. So I had $50 to put towards the rent, and I used $50 to go get some food. That was God. Now, me and her didn't have a conversation to say, "Well, will you do it next week?" God spoke to me and said, "She's going to do it again next week." Next week, like clockwork, she said, "God told me to do it again." That next week, God said she's going to do it one more time. And that's it. We didn't have no conversation. I didn't tell her, "Well, God told me to tell you, you're supposed to do it one more time." God was speaking to her while he was speaking to me. I hope this is helping somebody this morning. And God spoke to her again. She said, "He told me to do it again." And after that, she stopped. Just like God said. What am I saying? He'll provide for you. You just get started. I left that house, make a long story short, moved into this house. Now, I had been applying for this job, and they never would call me. And I want y'all to hear this. Hear this. I was going to the church. They were paying me $100 a week. $100 a week to play, 2.5 hours away. The pastor's daughter had a Ford Taurus, a 2004 Ford Taurus gray that she was selling for $800. I ain't even got that. So I asked her, I was like, will you take payments? She was like, "No, I don't want to take no payments. I need all the money up front." I'm like, "Okay, well, wasn't nothing I could do about that." One day, I was headed to the church, and the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "She's going to take what you got today. She's going to take," oh my God, I'm trying not to get overwhelmed because it reminds me of the goodness of the Lord. He said, "She's going to take what you got today." I got to church. She pulled me I didn't say, God said, you're going to take what I got today. She pulled me to the corner and said, what do you have? She said, what do you have? I had $200. She took those $200 and let me make payments, and I drove that car home that day. I had been applying for a job at the Wayne Farms chicken plant 50 minutes away in Dothan, Alabama. They never would. They never would call me. It just wouldn't work. But when I got the car, they called me. Y'all see the setup? When I got the car, I got the job. They was paying $9 or something an hour. And then once you get going, after 60 days, you were 30 days, it was $11 or something an hour. Before I left there, we was up to $18 an hour. I stayed there 4 years. So as I was working, I told God, I'm ready to live in some place different. I'm making money now. I got a check coming in. I want to live better. I don't want to stay in this house because the water ain't working and the lights are in my brother's name. So then I was riding around and I found a place that was going to be $400 rent. I said, I can do that. I'm making money now. And my homegirl just moved out and moved to Texas. So I was like, man, I can get that place. Man, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, nice yard. I'm telling you, it is nice. So I'm like, yeah, I already been inside. I contact the man. He like, I got to paint. I got to do this. I got you. And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm trying to rent. And I'm riding around looking at other places. And I saw the place I'm in now. And I saw the lady. I called the lady. She said, no, I'm not trying to rent. I'm trying to sell. She trying to, man, well, I ain't got no selling money. So I'm waiting on this man. By this time, I had a lady hit me in my Ford Taurus, hit me in the back of it. And I end up having to get a rental while they fix that. So I got the rental. God opened the door for me to get a brand new, this was in 2017. I got a brand new 2017 Jeep in that same year, fresh off the lot, only 11 miles on it. And they only got those miles because they went to the store to put gas in it. So I got that. So I'm coming home. I got the rental car. And now the Ford Taurus is out the shop. And I got the Jeep. As I'm coming home, because it's time for me to go to work, I got the Jeep out of Atlanta. As I'm coming home to go to work, the Holy Spirit told me to go by the house. He was talking about this house. He said, go by this house. I said, I'm not going by there. I'm going home. I got to go to work tonight. I'm tired. He said, go on by that house. I came by this house and the owner was sitting in the yard. I know I'm helping somebody with faith today. The owner was sitting in the yard. I pulled up on her. She said, oh, you the one that called me about the house. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I'm sitting here waiting because I'm supposed to show this house to somebody today, but they haven't showed up. These are the words that came out of my mouth. I said, they didn't show up because this is my house. She said, oh. She said, how much money? Now, this is the same lady that told me she don't want to rent. She want to sell. She said, how much money do you got? I said, I got $500 right now. She took those $500, gave me the keys to the house, and I paid rent to own every cent. And my payments were $240. $240 a month. I own this house now. What are you saying? I was fighting to rent when God was pushing me to be an owner. I want you to catch that any way you can. Sometimes we are fighting to rent something, or we're fighting just to temporarily have something when God is trying to give you your own. He opened the door. I was living here. The lights were in my name. The water was I'm telling you, and my water and my lights and everything was in my name. It was a sweet moment. God did it. There are so many more testimonies that I can go through to tell you. But I tell you one more. and we're going to move on. November last year, I had a 2017 Hyundai Sonata. I got up one morning to take my godson to school, and the car was gone. Nobody stole it. It was repossessed. Last year in January, I saw things starting to plummet. The first 2 months were woof. After that, it was just, I went from making $5,000 a month to some months trying to make 500 was rare. Things began to plummet, and I could no longer take care of the obligations for that car. November or October, the end of it, they came, they picked it up, and it left me because I don't live in a city where there's Uber or taxis. If you don't have a car, you're just walking or you're riding with someone. So for 5 months, I had no vehicle. My sister asked me about doing CraftyCon again. So when we made the financial agreement and I got the funds, I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a cash car. I'm just gonna get something that I can ride around. I don't need no bill. I'm gonna just get me something. I saw a 2009 Honda, I believe it was, a white, and I took a friend with me because, well, she had to drive me down there. And the man wanted 2,500. He went down to 2,300. By the time I got there, it was down to 2,000. I'm like, man, you know what? This got to be it. So she would not let me get that car. She said, you are settling. You are settling for this. I said, but I don't have an income coming in. I don't have steady, finances at this time. And this was in February. I said, I don't have, I have to get what I can. It was a crack in the window. She was like, no, I can't let you do that. So I ended up leaving, and I was upset because I said, I let this woman talk me out of something that God had for me. So now I knew I had to get a car because I got $3,000. And if I don't go ahead and get something, I'm going to start paying bills with this money. And then I'm not going to have no money to get a cash car. My homegirl, her daughter had a car, and she was like, well, she could, I'm going to sell it for, but she said $1,200. But then she never talked to her daughter. So time was just passing, and I'm paying bills now. I'm buying stuff, buying shoes, or got me a new laptop, things of that nature. And bought my godson some stuff. And that was on a, when was that? That was on a Tuesday when I went to look at that white car. Here comes on Thursday morning, I drove my friend's truck to Albany. I'm down there and I'm looking for vehicles. I'm trying to find something cash. Everything is above the range. I found something that like maybe I could put a down payment on, but then when they ran my credit and stuff, they saw that repo, that went out the window. So I'm down there and I asked God, I said, how much of this money do I need to save for a car? He said, 1,500. Remember that? He said, 1,500, save 1,500. So we got choir rehearsal. We had choir rehearsal and my phone ring. And that's when they tell me you're not approved for the vehicle. Then I try to talk to them about what if I bring in 6,000? No, I ain't got no 6,000. I wanted that Challenger, and I still want it, but I wanted that Challenger. So now I saved the 1,500, got a couple hundred left, just for pocket change. Didn't, but my homegirl got sick. Usually she drops us off and go back home because it's her vehicle. But but in the rehearsal, she started feeling bad. She said her head was hurting. She said, well, I'm gonna let you take the truck home, and then you can just come back tomorrow. On the way taking that truck home, my homegirl called me and she said, my daughter said she'll sell the car, but somebody else is looking at it too. So if you gonna come get it, you better come on. I said, I'll come in the morning. She said she's selling it for 1,500. I'm telling you, I wish I had all these people right here to say, that's right. I'm not fabricating it
That's right.
by nothing. These are the exact words. She said 1,500. I said, wow. So I said, I'm gonna leave in the morning. I'm gonna get up early in the morning and come right after I do my prayer line. And I thought about it. I said, no, I need to go tonight. It's 10 something. And she stayed 2.5 hours away. I took my godson, one of his cousins that can drive, and I drove over there and we drove that car back. It's a 2011 Toyota Corolla. It's small, and I told my godson, I said, this is your car. Mind you, just 2 weeks before that, my godson put on Facebook, this is my last year riding the bus. Come on, you got to teach your children faith. He put on Facebook, this is my last year riding the bus. And I told him, I said, this is your car. I said, but at the moment, we're going to have to share it, I'll take you to school and, whatever, you still, because he's only 15. Yeah, I have to be in there driving with him anyway. So I said, we're going to do it. We're going to have to do it like that because it's going to be ours. It's yours, but it's ours, That was on a Thursday. He brought his car back here Friday. Saturday morning, I was going to church. We had to be there by, I think it was noon or 1 o'clock. Was going to church in Albany, Georgia. I left him home so he can parlay in the city, do his thing in his car, clean it up, whatever. I go to church Saturday. I'm on the drums, playing the drums, and the Holy Spirit said, put on Facebook, thank God for your car. I'm like, huh? He said, put on Facebook, thank God for your car. I did not do it because I'm playing the drums. I'm like, I ain't got no car. Why am I going to put on Facebook, thank God for my car? That ain't my car. That's one car. I posted it on his page for him. So I wasn't going to come on my page and act like it's mine too, because it's a smaller car. I did not do it. On the way leaving out the church, one of the mothers pulled me to the side and said, I'm going to text you every morning, thank God for your new car. I said, oh my God. I said, God just told me to put that on there, and I did not do it. And if you scroll back, you'll see it. I put on Facebook, thank God for my new car. And people start saying, congratulations, congratulations. And I'm like, I ain't got no new car. It kind of made me feel bad. But all that day, Saturday, I just kept saying, thank God for my new car. Thank God for my new car. Thank God. I'm riding with somebody else. I don't have a new car. That's one car. I was saying, thank God for my new car. This is the end. 9:57. We got to, it's Sunday morning, time to go to church. So now I'm riding with Warren. He driving. But while we're at church, I got to leave and go preach at another church. So I go to preach at that church and I come back. When I get back, church is still going. Woo, woo, woo. When church is over, there are some college girls that come to the church all the time. And when they left to go to college, but when they left, I gave them some money. And every time they come back, I always put some money. I always give them some money to help them further their education for food or gas. But this time she came, she was riding in a 2025, some kind of Jeep thing. And I said, man, that's nice. Is that yours? She was like, yeah. I said, what's your cash app? I'm going to give y'all some money. Every time without fail, I do that. So I gave them the money. I sent them $30. They can split it up 15 apiece. And she said, I was thinking about you. She said, I got this new car, but I still got my 2019 Hyundai Sonata. And I was thinking about you. And I was looking for somebody that could take up the payments. And the payments are $430 something. But I said, for what? I haven't seen a 400 in years because of my credit. My car notes have been 589, 597. That's where mine have been. And imagine being late and with the late fee. She said, I'm looking for somebody to take over with the 4 something. I said, that's easy. And she said, I already made this month's payment. I was worried about my credit. I was worried about a down payment. But God blessed me with that car with no down payment, that month already paid, and it's something I like. So we went from no car, I ain't got no help, to 2 cars. What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm telling you, just get started. God got you, just get started. Maybe my testimony, maybe what I'm saying now can be of a help to somebody to let you know you are not by yourself. You may start low, but you won't stay low. You may start in the valley, but that valley gonna be a mountaintop soon. I'm telling you, get started. Whatever project, whatever craft, whatever gym, whatever it is, I'm telling you, you just get started. You just get started. I was outside preaching outside with the amp and the microphone. The Holy Spirit told me to go outside, and I said, in front of all them people, I ain't got no equipment. He said, take your Bluetooth speaker and the microphone that comes with it and roll it down that sidewalk. I took it on a Sunday morning and I started rolling down the sidewalk, praying and preaching. Cars riding by, looking, what's going on? I started praying and preaching. I'm telling you, I got up to the point, I'm working too. I got up to the point where I was able to get some more equipment. So I'm out there on Sunday mornings and I'm praying and preaching and singing and everything, playing music. A man from back home saw me online. He used to be my youth pastor. Came over here, surprised me, showed up one day. 3.5-hour drive. Showed up, was a part of the service. And after the service, asked me, what do you need? And wrote me a check for $2,000. If you just be obedient and get started, the 2,000 would have never came if I would have never been outside. If you just get started, and this goes back to the question, what you gonna do with the time you got left? What you gonna do with the time you got left? I pray that my testimony, and I got plenty more, but I believe this is what the Lord wanted me to share today. I pray that my testimonies has been a blessing to you, to show you not just that you need to get started, but the provision of God when you do. Do you not understand that you got unseen beings that are backing you up? That you have a Father that you can't see, but you trust in him, that got your back, that's going to help you with your business, help you with your family, help you with your ministry. You are not alone. You are not by yourself. You got this. One more time, I want to ask you, what are you going to do with the time you got left? Back into the hands of Miss Nicole Pringle.
This was so good. Like, I don't even know what to say like after that. Thank you. Let me start with that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you followed what was in your heart to talk about today. Because yes, we're here for a baby shower challenge, but this is the work. You know, people do. You know, I have no problem with, oh, I'm on my challenge, but I'm not gonna mention Coach Cassandra. No, that's my first mentor. So what did she say? You got to start to be great. Just start. We'd be waiting for all the things to be perfect to get us started. This was so good. Let me call this out first. I did put a comment in the chat. So for those of you that may be distracted on other calls, I want you to lock in just for 2 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I put J Real's Cash App in the comments. You better verify it's right, but I already sent my money. So J Real Cash App is in the comments. I'm not doing any offers. I didn't drop any links. I may drop, y'all could drop my school link so they can follow the community. That's free. Y'all could drop my Facebook link. That's free. But I'm not dropping no VIP or nothing. What I want y'all to do is please bless his Cash App for showing up for us. I want him to know he's greatly appreciated in his space. I wish I could do more. I wish I could do more. This has touched me so much. And I know I keep telling y'all, when I worked as a nurse over some group homes for individuals with disabilities. And we had a trainer there. Her name was Tam. Let me bring myself up. 1 second, y'all, so y'all can. I'm not a little box on the thing. And spotlight. Okay, there I go. We had a trainer. Her name was Tam. Her training has always stuck with me. We would lead orientation. I would have to do my nursing part, and she did I can't even remember what it was called. It was for the people that worked inside the workshop with the individuals with intellectual disabilities, right? I had 6 group homes I was over at the time. And part of her training was asking the orientees that came in for that week, are you here by design or by default? I've taken that with me everywhere I've went. I tell people when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, I took with me last. That was their framework. Listen, apologize, solve, and thank. It works with everything. It works with everything, in my opinion. Somebody comes to you with a grievance, you listen to what they got to say, hear them out. Sometimes we want to defend before we'll listen. So listen to what they have to say. Apologize for the infraction because, even if it wasn't your intention, it's not going to hurt you to apologize for what they felt. Validate their feelings, right? Solve the grievance and thank them. Thank them for the opportunity. But back to Tam. Hers was, are you here by design or by default? And I use that all the time. Like, God got to be orchestrating this. This can't be happenstance. This have to be by God's design. There's no way that this group of people came into my life at this time of my life, and the way they rally behind me, support me, push me, show up for me. Hey, Nicole, I got it. They don't have to do that. And it's never lost on me that you do not have to do that. And I'm just so grateful. The world will make us believe that everybody is against us and nobody is for you and all of those things. But that's a lie. That is a lie. That just means you need to change your environment, change your circle. You're not with the right group of people. I believe in the law of attraction. I feel like I always say, like the book, The Secret, I say it's Bible principles made simple because it's pretty much teaching you the Bible. The energy you put out is the energy you're going to get back. I bring good energy. I don't care what nobody say. I know I'm good energy. I know I'm a good time off water. And I like off water. I come like this. Ain't that right, Jackie? Off water. Because Jackie the same way. So I was going somewhere and I just lost it. Talking about energy and the law of attraction and what you put out there to you. So that means that, your good energy is going to be reflected back to you. My AP just got on a call and she was like, Nicole, it's not by accident that good people are finding you. It's because you're good people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Tam would say, the people that was sitting in there for orientation, are you coming to work with these very fragile people? These people that really rely on us? So many of those people, y'all won't believe, die from choking because they really at the mercy of the people that's caring for them. And a lot of them are lay people. They don't really have like clinical background. And we are there. We are charged with orientating them to care for them, right? And so she would say, are you here by default? Mean you here for a check. I need a job and I showed up at your job today. By design is me. I'm here because this is what I'm called to do. This is what I love to do. I will do it for free. I show up and I give it all because it's in me.
Mm-hmm.
J Real. It's in them. I know what they say in Atlanta. It's in them. It ain't on them. It is in him 100%. I see it every time. And every time I see it, I speak on it. And I'm like, man, you're going to be one of them. He already is one of them. They just don't know it yet. It's no difference from him, me being on the call with him and me being on the call with Damon Dillard or Marcus Y. Rozier or David Power Talk. When we were at Crafty Creator, kind of watch Power Talk come on. I love him down, love him to death. But I know Jay Real is that same person. He just got to get to some more audiences for them to see them. Mm-hmm. And I know that some people get so concerned with attaching him with his sister. But yeah, she was the what's the word? What I'm looking for? She was just like the pathway, like to give him the first opportunity. But some more people are going to see him and recognize that, like, hey, he's not just attached here. He's going so much further. Like I see it every single time. I don't care what room I was in.
Say something if you don't
First
mind.
Crafty Con. I was in line for what is it called? Is it called? It wasn't called Legacy at the time. I don't know what the heck it was called. Diamond. It was called Diamond.
Diamond, yes.
I was in the line for Diamond. They was trying to move me because they was like, yo, Nash, don't say Diamond. I say, listen, I don't know what y'all talking about. I am 2.0. I am 3.0. I am inner circle. I paid money to all of y'all. Y'all gonna let me in this line. J Real didn't know me from a can of paint. Didn't know me from a can of paint. Walked over there and said, don't move out this line. Just stay right here. I say, okay.
Oh man, I remember now.
But I came in that building, in that line, hyping the people up, running through. Come on, y'all. Like, where y'all energy at? Like I did this morning when I came up. Where y'all energy at? Like, we should be grateful. We woke up on this side of the dirt. There's some people that didn't wake up this morning. There's some people that didn't have the orders that we have this morning. We are tired. Me and Karen was on this phone till well after midnight. I was cutting fans and she was decorating her house. If her camera is on, I'm sure it is because her camera always on. You see? And she already working on her big Mother's Day event. She was supposed to come on and teach with us this challenge, but I was like, she's like, will you be mad? Not at all, because I see what you got going on. And I'm so proud and I'm learning from you.
Thank you.
I know you go support in any way you can. So, Jerry, I'm sorry. I know you was trying to say something. Go ahead, because I'm getting carried away.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Fired up. I hope did y'all see the Cash App list? Could you drop it in there again in case somebody missed it?
Two things. You're saying about exposure, and in short term, you were saying more exposure for myself. And I've said that. I've told God, and I go back. Some people don't like to listen to themselves. When I teach, when I preach, when I moderate, whatever I do, I go back and listen because I want to make it better. I want to make sure my words are right. I want to make sure things are, and I critique myself. I'm hard on myself, but I love to hear myself. But I'm also a celebratory person for myself. And what you were saying about that exposure, that was something I heard at the beginning of this month for me to prepare my packages, for me to prepare my image. Work on you. That's what I heard. Work on you this month because the door is about to open. And it ain't gonna take but one.
That's
it ain't
one.
gonna take but one door to open.
One.
And before that, you were talking, and I saw you sitting at a table, Miss Nicole. I saw you. It almost looked like a library where you were sitting there, and you was writing and doing some work. And I saw people like behind you walking up on you. And the Holy Spirit told me to tell you this. He says, structure what you have to prepare for the flood of people that will come. He says, pull your team together and structure what you have to prepare you for the people that's coming. I literally saw you sitting at the table, and I saw people walking up, and it was like it was space between them. It wasn't like they was rushing bundled, but it was almost like you could see this, like they were spread it out. And that shows me that it may not all just drop on you, but they're coming. They're coming. What you are doing, what you are building, they are coming. So what we must do is structure what we have, because when you go into certain buildings, they have the fire department has the maximum capacity that building can hold for that structure. So if you structure what you already have, that you'll be able to manage and balance more people. I'm telling you, they are looking and they are coming. All right.
I received that 1000%. I received that. You know what? It's so funny that you say that. Me and Karen was talking about when I went to Kalia's event earlier this year, and I was asked to be I was an ambassador and a panelist at that event. And when I got there, I got so much love. And I'm like, I said, Karen, I don't know who these people thought I was, but they was literally lining up to talk to me and like ask me questions. I'm like, what is happening? I don't know what is happening here. And so she like, girl, like accept it. Like sometimes I don't recognize, I guess, what it is that I bring to the table all the time. When it comes to like this space, I feel like in my nursing, I know I'm hurt 100%, 1000%. This one, I'm still growing to learn, like, and sometimes it be that, we already know that comparison is a thief of joy. And so it's like, I don't know why y'all coming to me. I'm still like y'all. But they see that, no, they see when I'm in rooms how I engage. And not only that, they see me actually doing the work. So I receive that 100% and let me prepare for it because I want to be ready. Somebody, I think Esmeralda or somebody did ask, was that your correct Cash App that I put in the comments? Could you just verify that? And want to make sure the money going to the right place.
I'm overlooking.
But y'all, this was good. And I'm going to ask again that y'all, if y'all could leave, I lost my whole track of thought. If y'all could leave a review, that's all I wanted. If y'all could leave a review, we will be on tonight. Esmeralda is gonna do that fire sublimation blanket. Let me drop it in the chat so y'all can see it. It is so stinking cute. I know I got it somewhere. Or if you drop it before me, that's fine too. There we go. Right there. So that is the craft we will be learning. Yesterday, y'all know we did the activity book, we did the Shopify website build out, and we did the acrylic welcome sign. Y'all can make money with all of those. Like, you just got to start. And that was the point. It don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about, oh, mine don't look like hers. She's selling hers anyway, and then somebody else selling it too. Build with love and tell your story, and they go lock in with you because of your story and because of your personality anyway. Some of them just go show up like what Jackie say when she was on that call. I'm just here for Nicole. Child, I ain't know what she had going on, but whatever it was, I was gonna be here for Nicole. So put your stuff out there. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Joanna, I'm talking to you. I know you already doing it, but I heard you say, well, after I saw hers, I'm gonna wait until I can make mine a little bit better. No, you go do it now. And you'll perfect it along the way. So what my mentor say, launch, analyze, and optimize. Launch it, put it out there. Analyze what you can fix and optimize it on the back end. All right. We have been on here for a good time, not a long time. I think every minute was well worth it. I think everybody appreciated it, and I'm so appreciative of you all. I put a picture of the sublimation blanket that Esmeralda's going to be teaching tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, and I don't know those other places. Y'all gonna have to ask Chat or Google about those. But with that being said, I hope y'all poured into my brother from another mother, and thank y'all because y'all could have chose to be anywhere. How can we follow Heal? J Real, you want to drop your socials in the chat? Let me see. I probably can grab it real quick. I said real quick. I ain't nowhere near quick. Real estate coming up, everything. He probably got it up in here while I'm fumbling. Every time I come on here, I just smile. I'm like, look at that little logo I made. I'm just so happy. I don't know how to share it. Did he share it, y'all? Because I'm over here just. How do you share? Oh, share profile. Okay. Okay, I put it in the chat. All right, if there's nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and end tonight. Dr. Sam, if we ever made it to YouTube, I don't even know. I couldn't find my phone. I was running all over the place. Do y'all have anything y'all want to share before y'all go? y'all could share something about this call, because I just appreciate the testimony. It was so good. Because sometimes we be thinking that like we the only ones going through something, and with okay, I'll have to go back and okay. Anybody want to share? Y'all all everybody okay? And we'll just see y'all this evening.
I want to share, Nicole.
I'm glad I stepped in this morning because I like getting a little praise in and hearing testimonies about God. Yeah, he that person.
We love to see it.
I want to share, Nicole.
Okay.
I came in this morning, as you stated, down, like I was defeated, like I was tired, but I needed to hear the word. I needed to hear this because sometimes we take our blessings for granted. And I should have never came on this morning. Oh, I'm so tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock. I should have been like, you know what? Thank you, God. I was up from 4 o'clock because I got these orders. I have this. If I didn't have these orders, your butt would have been in the bed and not doing anything. But I'm grateful. I thank you, Lord. I'm grateful for everything that you were putting in my life and giving me. So I just needed to share that we can't take the blessings. We ask for them, but then we act like it's a curse, or I'm tired from it. No, I'm grateful for the blessing.
Yeah, and sometimes we just need the quick correction. We just need the quick
Mhm.
correction to know, because sometimes we're not aware. I told y'all I was so guilty of negative self-talk. And sometimes we don't realize when we in it or when we standing there when it's like, okay, knock that off. Like, shake that off real quick. You had your moment, let it go. Now we finna, move forward, because sometimes it's even when I'm sick. If I'm feeling like I'm sick, and how you just kind of stay in the bed and you just moping, oh my God, I don't feel it. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get on up. I'm gonna have to just shake it off, because the longer you sit in and then, feel that way, the longer you go feel sick. So I don't know. I always say God grants us the power of choice, and I just choose to, you know, go to be the optimist, be the positive, that don't mean that the other stuff don't creep in sometimes. But when you recognize it, oh, I was sounding low, and you immediately correct it. So ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's it. And what J. Real said, what are you doing with your time? Like,
that was so good.
Hallelujah. Like, I could have been doing anything else with my time, but God allowed me to have this order to elevate myself as far as finances. So thank you.
What do we say? That's a good problem to have, right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So I just wanted to share that.
Anybody else? No pressure. I'm just making sure that I allow you to if you wanted to. And can I share? So y'all see Joanna on the call? I love watching God work. So Joanna is my sister. We have not, okay, let me give you the backstory. Our mothers married the same man at different times. Her and my brother have the same father. And my mother was one of those, they love my mama more than they love their daddy, to be honest. My mama was a real one, and that's how come I am the way I am. Meaning that she not one of those, you can't be with her and not take care of your children.
I'm trying to unmute my mic and say yes, and we don't believe in half a step. We sister.
Yeah. And so it's so crazy. I can't remember the last time I saw her, honestly. I saw. Are you for real?
You know me. I was doing a lot of government work at the time, so yeah, I was gone. I was in Cognito.
But growing up, oh my God, I used to love her hair. Her hair went down to her butt. And girl, Black girls' hair going down to the butt cheeks was like, No, that's her real hair, all thick and luscious and pretty. And I remember when she showed up to our brother graduation with all her hair cut off. I'm like, I felt like it was like Samson. Like,
No, it
what?
was a wig. It was a wig. It was a wig.
Are you for real? I spent 20 years thinking you cut all your hair off
No,
at that graduation. I'm like, oh Jesus, she's going through it.
I got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a wig. That was a wig.
But I'm saying all that because I can't remember the last time. She'll check in on me from time to time, like, hey, Nikki, hey, Sissy, or something like that. And she reached out the other day and was talking about, hey, if you have any materials I can get from you or something like that. And then she started showing me the stuff she do. And I'm like, you out here crafting in these Atlanta streets? And she's right, like in near, I want to say near the craft house, or don't make me lie. She's somewhere in Georgia. She's somewhere in Georgia. And she's like, girl, you don't need no hotel when you come here. You can come to my house.
I'm sorry. Let me put my mic back on mute. I got to talk too much. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You're fine. But just reaching out, her sharing her wreaths and money bouquets and her acrylic work and all of that. I was like, you know what? I need to do better. But it was just so nice to have. And she's been showing up every day. So happy to welcome her family into the community. And I'm so glad that she felt like she was blessed by these sections. She's been texting me like, oh, this morning call or this person's call. So again, we just gained somebody who is family and happy to see all of y'all pouring into her. All right, I'm gonna start rambling. I think I got all of the comments.
I need to say something, Nikki. I need to say, yeah, I love my sister, and I'm one of that. I'm always to myself a lot, and I miss her. And I just, when I want to give my quick testimony, God was laying on my heart about how it's all in the house, and I didn't understand what He meant. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go on Facebook. I went on Facebook, and I was like, my sisters do this. My sisters are doing the same thing. We all are far and wide, but we all on the same accord. And I was like, that ain't by coincidence. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be going to other places. I'm pouring back into the people that poured into me. And yes, I'm still gonna pour into wherever God say pour into. But yeah, Nikki, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. The feeling's definitely mutual. Sorry, I can't talk, y'all. So this one felt personal. This whole challenge felt personal and not like. That's why I'm like, yep, I'm not asking for no money. I feel like it's so much bigger than that. What's happening right now? So on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end the call and hope to see you guys back on tonight, 6 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Central. Yep. All right. Thank you, everybody. J Real, I hope you felt the love. If you're still on here, I hope you felt all the love we were sending out. All right. Y'all have a good day and see y'all later.